Food safety is a global concern, and it is essential that food is safe for consumers to eat. This is where the Codex Alimentarius, or Codex for short, comes in. The Codex is a joint initiative of the World Health Organization and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations to establish international standards, guidelines and codes of practice to protect the health of consumers and ensure fair practices in the food trade.
World Health Organization office in Mauritius works very closely with the Ministry of Health and Wellness and the Ministry of Agro-Industry to promote food safety in Mauritius. We are now working on strengthening the Codex Alimentarius. The Codex Alimentarius has compiled global best practice for food safety, ensuring food safety from the food production through the supply chain until the consumer.
Codex standards are used worldwide to harmonize national food safety regulations and are recognized in the World Trade Organization Agreement on the application of sanitary and phytosanitary measures as the international reference point for food safety. Because of the accrued importance of Codex standards since their recognition in World Trade Organization agreements, participation in international codex processes has become primordial. Mauritius has been a member of the Codex since 1971. In 2010, the Ministry of Agro-Industry established the Codex Contact Point and the National Codex Committee at the Food Technology Laboratory. The National Codex Contact Point serves as the primary liaison between Mauritius and the Codex Alimentarius Commission, coordinating activities related to the implementation of Codex standards within the country.
Le ministère de l'Agro-Industrie et de la Sécurité alimentaire a pris l'initiative en 2010 d'établir le point focal Codex et le comité national Codex au sein du Food Technology Lab. Ceci a permis à Maurice d'avoir une plus grande participation dans le processus de normalisation internationale. Outre notre rôle comme Codex Contact Point, le Food Technology Lab est accrédité à la norme ISO 17025 et nous sommes en mesure donc de participer et de partager nos données pour l'élaboration des normes.
The National Codex Committee, hosted by the Food Technology Laboratory, comprises a diverse membership covering both public and private stakeholders who discuss issues of national importance pertaining to food standardization. Two key stakeholders on the National Codex Committee are the Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security and the Ministry of Health and Wellness, which are regulatory agencies responsible for ensuring food safety from farm to fork.
Au ministère de la Santé, nous avons le département qui s'appelle le Public Health and Food Safety Inspectorate. Il est responsable pour l'application de la loi. Maintenant, notre loi, il y a une loi qui finit adaptée de standard du Codex. Par exemple, nous faisons un produit de standard qui est dedans, la qualité, surtout le côté safety et le côté nutritionnel, c'est un standard qui nous prend du Codex. Maintenant, on a aussi le Mauritius Food Standard Agency, qui est une organisation qui finit de mettre en place tout récemment par le ministère de la Santé. Et ça, l'organisation-là, elle est responsable pour la coordination de toutes les autres organisations dans Maurice en ce qui s'agit le food safety et le food nutrition. Et ça va un standard-là, c'est un standard qui peut inspirer principalement du Codex.
Another important stakeholder on the National Codex Committee, NCC, is the Mauritius Standards Bureau, the national standards-making body.
The Mauritius Standards Bureau, as a recognized national standards body, is the institutional and legal framework governing standards development in Mauritius. The Bureau uses Codex standards as basis for national standards whenever those exist or applicable. We are also consulted through the National Codex consultative mechanism and contribute to the development of Codex standards when those are still at a draft stage and open to changes.
The Mauritius Chamber of Agriculture and the Mauritius Chamber of Commerce and Industry represent the interests of local agricultural and food business operators on the NCC. Indeed, The latter play a crucial role in ensuring compliance with the Codex Alimentarius standards and promoting food safety and quality in the country.
As an NCC member, the MCCI has the privilege of participating in the electronic working group of Codex and getting first-hand information on new draft Codex standards, upcoming changes in the existing ones, and the emerging concerns by consumers.
Together, members of the National Codex Committee are engaged in a number of activities such as participation in Codex electronic working groups and Codex committees and provision of comments on draft Codex documents. The Codex covers various topics related to food safety, including contaminants, residues of pesticides and veterinary drugs, food hygiene, food and nutrition labeling. These standards and guidelines are based on the best available scientific evidence and are regularly updated to reflect new developments in food safety and can be used as basis for setting regulations and guidelines for local food businesses to operate. In fact, many local companies use Codex standards as a reference for ensuring the safety of food that they produce. One such example is the Codex General Principles of Food Hygiene, which cover hygiene practices from primary production through to final consumption, highlighting the key hygiene controls at each stage. This publication also contains the most internationally used description of the hazard analysis and critical control point system and guidelines for its application.
One of the most widely known and applied guidelines of Codex Alimentarius are those of HACCP, Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, and these have been adopted by many local food business operators. These guidelines have helped businesses to ensure good manufacturing practices, food safety risk assessment, personal hygiene, proper food labeling, packaging, and food traceability in their operations and value chain.
Thus, when food producers and traders comply with Codex standards, consumers can trust the safety and quality of the products they buy. Of particular importance to consumers is the Codex Committee on Food Labeling, which sets standards and guidelines for nutrition information on food packages, enabling consumers to make informed food choices. Additionally, Codex provides guidance on the compositional requirements of foods so that they are nutritionally safe, and on general labeling of foods and the health or nutrient claims producers make on labels. Codex guidance ensures that consumers understand what they are buying and that the label actually reflects the food content and type.
Il y a un système qui nous appelle Codex Alimentaire. C'est ça qui est très important pour les consommateurs dans le monde parce que c'est ces affaires qui est entre producteurs et consommateurs, la manière qu'ils ont produit, qu'ils ont mis dans la boîte, qu'ils ont mis là-dedans pour faire nous gagner ça l'information. Nous connaissons, nous assurer que quand nous mangeons des affaires, c'est vraiment ce qui est là-dedans. Le système Codex Alimentaire, donc il a participé avec des scientifiques locaux et lui permet nous capables d'amener nous briques dans un système de Codex Alimentaire. Donc le commerce, c'est important. Et la manière que le commerce fait, il faut des protéger les consommateurs. Le plus important.
In view of the crucial importance Codex standards play for regulatory bodies, agricultural and food business operators and consumers locally, it was deemed important to further consolidate Codex structures in Mauritius so as to enhance our participation in the international standards-making process and make our voice heard. The Codex Trust Fund project represents one of the many initiatives being implemented by the government of Mauritius, some of which are with the assistance of various partners to enhance food security and safety in the country.
Afin d'améliorer notre participation dans les travaux du Codex et de faire entendre notre petite voix, une demande d'assistance a été formulée auprès du Codex Trust Fund et depuis 2020, Maurice bénéficie du projet Building Codex Mauritius qui vise à consolider les structures du Codex à Maurice.
The outcomes expected in this project: better management of the Codex Contact Point and working procedures, enhanced understanding and awareness of the importance of Codex, and better implementation of the updated Codex standards in the country. Some of the achievements under this project has been the development of a website for the Codex Mauritius for more visibility of the Codex structure, its activities and its importance nationally and regionally. We have also been able to initiate a training program with the Netherlands for sharing of technical know-how and expertise for the setting up of a vibrant and strong codex structure in Mauritius.
Nous travaillons ici au niveau régional avec une quinzaine de laboratoires dans toute la région qui travaillent sur ces questions d'analyse des produits, de vérification, de contrôle avec est-ce que les laboratoires ont les équipements, est-ce qu'ils ont les formations nécessaires, est-ce qu'ils ont obtenu les certifications régionales et internationales pour, lorsqu'ils vont mettre leurs tampons sur les cachets concernés pour garantir effectivement que les autres partenaires sachent effectivement que ce tampon, cette garantie, elle est valable, elle est reconnaissable et elle est éventuellement mutuellement échangeable.
Avec à son actif plus de 230 normes, de 130 directives et codes d'usage et 6000 limites maximales de résidus entre autres, le Codex peut nous aider à garantir cela et Maurice a tout à gagner à participer dans les travaux du Codex.
In conclusion, Codex is a vital tool in ensuring food safety and protecting consumers' health. By developing global standards based on the best available scientific evidence, Codex helps to create a level playing field for businesses and reduces the risk of costly recalls and legal action. So, whether you are a consumer or a business, the benefits of Codex are clear, and we can all have confidence in the safety of our food.